How's it going, everyone? I am back with another GTA Online video. This one is on a car review of this Podium vehicle for the week. This is an F1 car, as you can see here, and I'm going to give a good and thorough review of the car. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so as you see here, this is the it's an F1 car. It's the Declasse DR1. It's in the open wheel category. It's a pretty good car. So it's personally, for just the overall looks of it, this is more of an opinion than an actual fact. But this is, to me, the best looking F1 car. This and the PR4 are probably my top two favorites. But this is the DR1, and I'm here at the LSIA to give a good, speed record or whatever, show you guys the speed of this. So if you look at my steering wheel here, it shows the speed basically. It's pretty accurate actually. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go straight down the strip here. From previous tests that I've done without really recording or anything, this car gets to about 119, 120. That's the car's top speed until you press the boost. As you see here, we're getting close to that speed limit. We're at 115, 116. I guess 116 is really the top speed. But you see here, 117 we hit. So this thing's top speed, I would say, is really 117, but it gets way faster if you actually, use the boost. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna use the boost about halfway or so through the portion. Once we start getting to that spot where it starts to slow down a bit. Alright, there, I just used the boost, and we got to about 160, it looked like, and then it just kind of goes straight back down to 120 and 115 and slowly goes back downwards. But if you guys want to know like a little tip to be able to go even quicker than that, I don't know if how many people actually know how to gear skip or double clutch, however you call it. But it's basically when a car's about to go into the third gear, that's when you will press the handbrake and normal brake, just at kind of like systematically right after each other, kind of just go R1, L2, and then just kind of. But while you're doing that, just continue to hold R2. So I'll show you guys how to do it. So you're just going to drive normally, and right when it's going to change into the third gear, that's when you press R1 to L1, or L2 I mean. As you see there, the car kind of like, spitters, and you'll see it get a big boost, and then you get your actual boost. And right there, we hit 160 again. So to show the car's stats, I'll put it on screen right now. Normal is just 115, 116, and the actual with the boost is about 160. And then I'll show you guys how to gear skip, and then you can use the boost at the same time and get an insane boost. And we just went from basically 50 to 120 in less than a second, which I mean would basically break your neck. And you see we kind of slowly go back down to 117 or so, 116. That's about the top speed of this car. Now to show the actual like turning ability, since this is an F1 car, it's obviously going to be good at going around tight turns at a very fast speed, which this car does that pretty well. It's an F1, obviously that's what it's meant to do. And pretty much it's right up there with the rest of the F1 cars. They all pretty much, I feel like they all do the same thing. There's really no difference between them all other than just how they look. But this is probably my favorite F1 car that's been released out of all the four that we have. Right there, I just spun out. But this is basically, it's what you're going to expect from an F1 car. It does all the same things, really. You crash and everything on the car will just fall off and break apart. And it's good at turning. It's not the fastest car unless if you use the boost, and it's basically like the fastest car, but I don't really consider that. Overall though, it's a pretty fairly good car. For $3 million, I probably wouldn't buy it if I didn't have as much money as I have. If I was new to the game and only had just about $3 million, I would definitely not buy this thing. It's it's an alright car. It's an F1 car, what you're gonna expect. There's really nothing too great about these. Personally, these are probably the I think these are probably some of the worst cars in the game, just because, I mean, you crash and everything will just fall off your car, and they're not even the fastest, and they're just kind of weird from everything else, and just, I don't know, they don't feel the same as every other car. But overall, I'd give this a good, maybe for what it is, I'd give it a good 9 out of 10 or so. That's basically how every F1 car is, If I could change something about it, it would probably be that it actually has a better, resistance to damage and doesn't just fall apart every time you crash. And you can actually, have some durability to it. But that's my review on the Declasse DR1 open wheel. This is one of the new F1 cars that got released with the summer special update back in August. But if you guys like these type of videos, post your ideas and thoughts in the comments below. And I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.